Hi Virgo, welcome to your month ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality for September 2020. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you all on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this little word that I wanted to mention, I said this to every sign this month, just to clarify. When I do readings for a sign, I am tapping into the energy for that sign. So you are Virgo, so I'm tapping into the energy of Virgo. I set my intention before I even start any of my recordings. I pull in that energy and I focus on that. And then when I start to read, the information comes through the cards. Now, whether you're a sun, moon, or ascendant, if you have one of those placements in Virgo, this is for you. It is a general reading for the entire energy of the sign. So some of it, not all of it, is going to resonate, and that's okay. All right. With that said, let's have a look-see at your month ahead for your actions and interactions. You have the Three of Wands, right? So this is about you guys riding that Mars energy, that Mars in Aries energy, right? Now, Mars is going to go retrograde on the 9th of September. We're all going to be feeling this in some way, shape, or form, but you are riding this energy because you've got the Three of Wands. This is about you fixating on a specific bigger vision, on a bigger goal that you have in mind. It's about you saying to yourself, right, okay, you know what? I understand that this time is probably going to be a bit shitty for everybody, but how do I use this to my best advantage? This could be you going after certain financial goals. It could be you setting intentions and following them. This is a card of action, but it's a card of, I kind of see this card as, like this, they say that the praying mantis, before it strikes, it drops to a knee to take a moment. I kind of feel like that's what this month is for you. This is very much about you saying, right, I understand what my bigger goal, my bigger vision, my bigger idea, or, even ideal life is. And I understand what kind of action it's going to take me to get there. But in order to do that, I need to think bigger. I need to act bigger than I am at this moment in time. But rather than kind of shooting your shot, this is about you kind of throwing loads of balls out to the universe. Do you know what I mean? Like lots of small ones instead of one sort of massive one. This is about you being very strategic. And this is what I talk about with a Mars retrograde. Mars direct is a soldier. Mars retrograde is a general, right? This is where you start to use the energy in a more strategic, more sort of focused kind of way. And the fact that you've got that Three of Wands there, it really does, for me, it kind of feels like you're like, yeah, you know what? I've got this idea of where I'm going to be, but I'm going to take it day by day. I'm going to take it moment by moment. For your money and materials, you've got the Devil card, right? So it's an interesting card to have here because, as I said, I feel like a lot of this focuses on your financial goals. But with your Devil card in your money and materials, this suggests that it's almost like there's a pattern or a cycle that you're going to observe this month when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your financial outlook. Maybe it's some sort of ingrained or innate fear. Maybe it is some kind of, maybe maybe you're the type of person, not all of you, maybe you're the type of person that makes certain plans, you get so far with it, and then for some reason it doesn't go maybe you put it on the back burner at the moment where it was just about to take off. This month you could really observe that, and especially next to the Three of Wands. Here's the thing that I want to say to you: if you are going to place any bets this month, right, on anything, you bet on yourself, right? If there is anything this month that is going to be a gamble, that's kind of like, I'm going to do this, but I don't know how it's going to go, because it's right next to that Three of Wands. If there's anything that you are going to take a gamble on this month, you bet on yourself. No matter what the odds are, no matter what or who or whatever it is that stands in your way or in your face, you bet on yourself. Because if you want a guarantee in life, you are the guarantee. You are that thing, that person, that energy that is going to get you to where it is that you truly want to be. But the way that you do that this month is by truly observing the patterns and the cycles that you're in. Whatever they are, this is the month for you to observe them and to really get beyond them. When it comes to your physical health, I kind of feel like a lot of you are going to try to quit something this month, like something that you've probably made really good progress with, and maybe the Mars retrograde hits and you're like, I can pick it up when it's over. No, you can't. It's the Devil card, right? This is where you have to free yourself. You have that opportunity to get beyond the pattern or the cycle that you go through, but it's gonna take that personal innate push in order to break the cycle. And then when it comes to your home and environment, you can't rush things, right? Whenever we're working with other people, whenever there are other people in the mix, you can't rush it, right? Everyone's going to move at their own pace, and unfortunately this month, and it's funny because you guys usually are really patient. Like Virgos, I can see, is kind of like a very similar to a Capricorn energy, like, and I mean all the earth signs really, you know, they won't brute force it. They'll just wait until you fall off, die, you know, disappear. Like the earth signs will wait you out. So it's really interesting that I'm getting a very impatient vibe this month. I mean, Mars retrograde, what are you gonna do? All right, so that is your money and materials. But yeah, when it comes to a physical or a health related goal, you're going to want to fall back this month, but the energy isn't there for it. You're going to have to persist. All right, not push, not grind, because if you do that, you're going to wear yourself out. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So there could be something financial or structural that you're having communications and conversations about. Maybe some sort of renovations is going slower than you would have liked. Maybe there's a delay to it. Maybe it's going to cost more for you to put a plan into action than you had anticipated or that you wanted to pay. And this is where I think you're going to be having a conversation with yourself, because there's a part of you that's going to be like, well, I can totally justify spending this because I need it, but at the same time it's more money than I would have liked, or maybe the service that they're offering isn't quite what I want it to be. This is a month where I want to say to you, Virgo, don't cut your nose off to spite your face, whatever that means. I mean, to us it usually means, like, you know, don't do something that's going to hurt you just for the sake of hurting somebody else. This is the month to really watch out for that. Now, when it comes to communications and conversations, you might find this month that communication is a little bit tricky or a little bit challenging to you. You might have Freudian slips left and right and be thinking like, oh God, like, is that what I'm really thinking? You know, you might find that, or because it's the Four of Pentacles, right? It might be that you might be literally stuck for words. You know, you might find it really hard to communicate this month, which is really interesting because I know Mercury is coming into Virgo soon. So I'm intrigued to see how that's going to play out because, you know, Mercury rules your sign, right? The other thing is as well, when it comes to finances, when it comes to the structure of things, or the way that you communicate about or around your business, it looks like something, you know, or your job, it looks like something there is coming up for review, which is not necessarily a bad thing. This coupled with the Devil card, not a great month to overindulge in alcohol or excessive types of heavy food. That's a really interesting one. I'm intrigued. And then for your heart and half, you've got the Six of Wands. So as usual, and it's been like this for a while now for Virgos, relationship space is good. For those of you that are partnered, long-term commitment, married, the day-to-day, all of that looks really good. Interestingly enough, this next to that Four of Pentacles as well, it's going to give your relationship a different kind of staying power. I kind of feel like you guys are reaching some sort of personal stride. Do you know what I mean? Where you're really walking forward together, but you're doing it in a way that really kind of, it really shows. It's kind of like your relationship is leading by example. Do you know what I mean? And that's a really beautiful energy to have. It does suggest as well, because this is right next to the Four of Pentacles, you guys, one of you might be going a little bit faster than the other, and it's important to get that alignment back. All right. When it comes to those of you that are single, it's very likely that you're meeting somebody in a really mundane place, like a bank, a college, a school, you know, somewhere, maybe even like a doctor's surgery, just somewhere that's really sort of very, very mundane kind of energy. So that's a really interesting one as well. So let's have a look at your weeks of the month. For your first week of September, you have the Wheel of Fortune, right? You could do a lot worse. Your first week of the month is looking absolutely beautiful, right? Your first week of the month is looking great. This, I actually think, is going to bring you either some sort of luck or some sort of windfall. Now, this kind of makes sense as well. I know for Virgos, you guys love to be very practical, and I feel like there might be a lot of you that are like, well, you know, I've got this windfall, but who knows how long it's going to last. I'm going to stash it away for the next 10 years. When really you could put it to much better practical use. Just something for you to think about. There's a lot of synchronicity, very lucky energy with the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands. It looks like you're taking what feels like a gamble, you know, but it's something that you're winning at. And it's really interesting because I said to you earlier that if you're going to bet on something, you bet on yourself. So if money comes in and there's something that you've been thinking about doing, but it's going to take every single penny of that money that's just come in, coincidence that the universe brings you exactly the amount of money that it's going to take for you to get this new idea or whatever off the ground? Probably not. So it's just something to think about. For your second week of the month, you have the Temperance card. So you've got a very heavy Sagittarius energy coming through. And when I say heavy, I don't mean like, I just, you know, like, I mean like, just like a really powerful, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, and then you've got the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius. And this comes up right underneath the Devil. And I mean, in a way, they're kind of, you know, look at this, they're kind of echoing each other, because Temperance is 14 and the Devil is 15. So it's really interesting that you get that kind of juxtaposition, right? The Temperance card is actually all about healing and alignment and manifestation, and the Devil card is whatever the ailment was. Do you know what I mean? Like something that maybe resurfaces or comes around. So something for you to think about in that regard. Now, your second week of the month, when it comes to, you know, all things financial, structural, when I say bet on yourself, you need to ask yourself this second week of the month, what is it that you are continually creating by the way that you view and treat yourself? This is really, really important. And on a physical level as well, it looks like you're really starting to pay attention to how your physical body feels the thoughts that you're thinking. Very, very interesting energy there. And these two coupled together, like I said, that's a very Sagittarius energy. So this could be, you know, Sagittarius people feature for you in some way, shape or form. Maybe you're helping them, maybe they're helping you, but there's definitely an interaction going on there. For your third week of the month, you've got the Star card. The third week of the month, for all the decks that I've used, has had either the Star or the Sun. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen the third week of September. Yeah, maybe I'll make a separate video about that. So you got the Star card underneath the Four of Pentacles. It really does feel like a lot of you are starting to think not only bigger and bolder and broader, but there is an idea that you are, it's almost like you're maybe not necessarily ready to launch it this month, but you're certainly putting all the pieces and all the bits and pieces of the puzzle together in the background, which I really like. It also feels like a lot of you are maybe paying attention to, so one thing that you really want to pay attention to this month is conversations that you have around finances, around business, all of that kind of stuff. The reason I say that is because I feel like there could be some sort of lucky break coming up for you, but you just want to find a way to navigate this. The other thing is as well, you're getting a glimpse. Remember, the Star card is always that you get a little glimpse into what something could be, how big it could be, how far it could go. But there is a part of you and your thought process that is kind of trying to limit you. And I feel like this week, certainly the second and the third week, you're probably going to catch yourself, maybe the whole month actually, doing this. Then you've got the Hermit card. So this is you. Oh, by the way, if you are celebrating this month, a happy damn birthday to you. Remember to fill your solar return with a little bit of everything that you want this whole year to have in it for you. All right, so you've got the Hermit card. This is you. I mean, we'll be out of Virgo season by the time we get to the 4th week of the month, but this is still you, right? It's for those of you that are single, it does look like you are meeting somebody in your travels, but I feel like it's going to be in your locality. And like I said, I feel like it's going to be somewhere really practical, like maybe the supermarket, maybe the doctor's surgery, maybe the you know, just all of those really mundane things. I don't think it's going to be like you're out to an event or a party. It's just going to be somewhere really sort of like everyday. You might even be like in your pajamas, hair all mussed up, and you're like, oh crap. You know, cheers, big you. You could have given me a better day to meet somebody, but it's nice energy still. With the Hermit card, it does suggest as well, this is probably somebody that's older than you or quite mature for their age. For those of you that are partnered or coupled, I really like this for you because it means that you guys are thinking about a journey forward together, but this is an actual journey, you know, possibly in your locality, but it looks like you're going to what feels like a mountain range. It's really strange because I'm seeing the Star card there, the Hermit, the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, and I'm like, yeah, you're definitely traveling together, but this is somewhere that is mountains, rocky. It's got this real sort of like old earth feel to it. Do you know what I mean? Not architecture, old earth. So mountains, you know, massive, you know, those, I've always wanted to visit the States. You know, you see those places that have got, and in Canada as well, those trees that are just, you know, that blow skyscrapers out the water. That's a testament to fucking life, man. You know, you see one of those amazing trees that are, you know, literally 40, 50 people holding hands around the base of it, and it's, you know, sorry, I'm getting into my nature baby mode there, but I've always wanted to go to a place like that, just to be in and around nature. And it actually feels like this month, you and a partner, for those of you that are partnered, you're spending time in a place like that. Sorry, I just went off on a complete tangent there. You know how I do. All right, so for your key to the month, you have the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful. This can be a real month of change for you at a very deep emotional, energetic level. This could be a real change, of a real time for you changing, a real time for you to level up. This could be a very powerful time of change for you this month, but it really is going to be a slow and steady wins the race. There's nothing fast about these cards. In fact, I mean, the Six of Wands, you could say maybe, but it's a procession. Processions aren't fast. It's just consistent movement, right? The Three of Wands is probably the fastest card here, as well as the Wheel of Fortune. There's nothing here that is fast. I mean, even the Star card, fast of mind, but that's about it. And even then, you know, this whole sort of tongue-tied energy. My advice, do more reading and listening this month than you do talking. I think you'll get a lot more out of it. And yeah, your Ace of Cups, there is going to be big changes on an emotional and energetic level for you this month, Virgo. And this Ace of Cups suggests that there is a new beginning. There is a brand new fresh start that is awaiting you. And it's just going to require you to really get into all of who you are and really start to evolve that in some way. Okay, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month ahead. Take care. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you soon.